So hi everyone, my name is Rachel. I'm the product marketing manager at Crowded. I'm really excited to have this. It's been a while and really glad that you're all here. And yeah, let's get into it. So today we're going to go over a few of our newest features, and we're also going to do a bit of a welcome because as always, a lot of new organizations join this event and we're really excited to have you. So we're going to do a bit of an overview. We're going to go into the new feature of bill pay, new payment methods, updates to collections, which are really exciting, and transaction categorization, which has not come out yet, but another one that we're really excited for. So first, let's go over the updated payment methods. If you have been active in the past few months, you might have seen this live already, but just to go over it again here, now you can make outgoing wire transfers. You can now send money into Crowded with wire and out. And that is, what is that good for? That's good for instant, secure transfers of large sums, paying, any kind of larger purchases or bills or payroll. Also, same day ACH, which is also a fast payment option. It should arrive in the same day if you do it before a certain time. That's also good for, large payments that you might need to get somewhere quickly. And transfer to card is something that's available only on the app. And it's a way to transfer money almost instantly to Visa and MasterCard cards. So not an account, but a card. And that can also be used internationally. So it's a way to send money to cards around the world, as long as they're with Visa or MasterCard. And that's in addition, just to go over again, our existing payment methods, which is any kind of Crowded card is a way you can make a payment, either with an admin card, expense card, per diem card, standard ACH, which takes a few days, or check. And let's just go into the platform for a second. We can do a quick introduction. When you first sign in, here you have the balance of your organization. This is also new, this on hold number. This can be for if you have like an authorization, sometimes a hotel will place a hold, or a gas station, car rental, or any sort of payment that's pending. You will see this number here. Then we have collections. What are the latest payments and collections being created by any admin. We have recent transactions. This could be money going in or out of accounts, purchases, transfers, etc. And this is for expense cards, which shows you the amount allocated to any expense card in your organization. And you can issue cards or add funds straight from here. And this isn't a real account, by the way. If you wanted to see the money coming in or out of your organization on a monthly, weekly, or daily basis, you can see this here. And while we're here to access these new methods of making payments, it's under transfer funds. And, we don't have any recipients, but here is where you would either add a recipient, you select if it's ACH or wire, and then input in all the required information, or the same for a card. And as I mentioned, it's only available on the app. Bill pay. What is it? Bill pay is a tool for organizations to automate paying of their bills. So yeah, this can be helpful for any sort of payroll, invoices, and you basically just upload it and then you put in all of this information. The system actually scans the invoice and withdraws this information automatically, but you should just double check and then select how you want it to be paid and where the money should come from. And it will be paid on that day without you needing to take any action. And should you use this? In our opinion, we think it's an easy way to manage payments to vendors. And it's an easy way to make sure invoices are paid on time and on schedule. And just to add more automation to your life, to take away any of the stress and just put things to be automated and done without you needing to manually click the buttons. And to keep everything in one platform, less logins, less, different platforms, the more easy it is to keep an overview over your organization's finances. Hi, Christopher. I see your question. Receiving funds via ACH is also available. I'll show you. You can see under the accounts tab, you see your primary checking account. If you click on this, you can see your account number and routing number, and you can use that to make it ACH from another platform, whether that be your bank or other platform that you want to send money into Crowded. You'd get this money here, and you can use that. And you can connect accounts via Plaid and, pull money in that way. Okay, and now let's get into Collect. So one of the exciting updates to Collections is the new embed feature. It gives donors an easy way to contribute and supporters, or to pay, dues or something, all from your website without leaving your site. They don't need to go anywhere else. It's in the page. And it's also a great way to update your website with, a modern, easy to embed fundraising tool. There's either no coding or very little coding required, and it's very simple from a non-coder myself. And there's a few options, whatever is best for your organization. So it's either this form right here or this button. And then within those two options, you can do it via HTML, or if you use WordPress, we have a WordPress plugin. So let's go back to the platform, and I'll show you. Also, while we're here, I'll go through the other new updates. So the other updates are updates to the dashboards mostly. Now we have this great filters tab. We can filter the status, when it was created, how much it was paid, and this is for fundraising, if it achieved the goal, if it didn't, and the collection types. And also, there's a new inner page for each collection. Now each collection is clickable, and you can see right from the top how many payers. This is for a fixed collection, so how much every person is asked to pay when it's created and how much has been paid. And so here you can see everyone who I've invited to pay this collection. And I see that 2 people have paid it. And let's say I wanted to embed this collection. I actually don't know if there's any nice pictures on it. But here there's this new button. I can click embed. And here I can choose which method I want. Today I'll do HTML just to show you. And now within the HTML, as I said, there's these 2 options. So this one is the button. The button says donate on it. Oh, you can change the text. If you don't want it to say donate, you can change the color with the hex code, or you can, drag and drop in the text of the button. And here's the code preview. And basically, and also everything's written out in our instructions, and similar with the, and this is the form. So let me try and copy the code, and I'll show you how very little coding it is. I've copied it, and here I have WordPress and Elementor, but basically all these platforms work very similarly with the within the drag and drop platforms. I can create a new container, and and whichever one you use, you'll just search for the HTML option, drag that in, and then I'll just paste the code. It might take a few seconds to calibrate. And look, there it is. So this was the collection, the fixed collection, and if you click publish, your payers would see this. They can choose, well, if they want to pay monthly, if they want to pay now, how many they want to pay. And it's the same experience as the crowded collection, but it's all within your website. Yeah, maybe just for fun, we can also go through the button. Here, I'll just add a new section. I'll search again HTML. I'll go back to here. Maybe I'll look for a different collection. I'll look for a fundraiser. Click share. Embed HTML code again. And this time I'll click button and I'll just show you how you can change the text. I'll say testing. I'll make it orange. And I'll click copy code. Come back to WordPress and just copy it. And you can see that it all updated. I didn't need to code anything. And if you put this in your website, it's a button, so a window will open up with a collection. I just want to go back into this, the new collections. So here, another new feature, which I think is really helpful for organizations that are using other platforms like communications platforms or SMS platforms, we now have created the ability to export the results of the collection. So let's say we did the collection for registration fees and we want to email everyone who's paid. So now I can filter it for everyone who's paid or paid manually. Here's these 2 people that have paid, and I can click this button and it'll export a CSV to my computer. And this way I can very easily go into Constant Contact, HubSpot, MailChimp, and upload these people and send them an email. Thank you for paying. Welcome to my organization. And very similarly with fundraisers, you can download a list of all your donors, upload them to donor management platforms, and say thank you for your donation and engage them and track the donations. That way, all of the columns in this dashboard come with the export, so you can see how much an individual donor is paying, how much you've received, if they've made multiple payments, and everything like that. Also, on the contact page, if you want to look at someone on an individual level, you can click in to their contact page. You see their card, and then you can now see all the collections that they've been shared with. We put the not paid at the top in case you want to ping them. You can send a reminder and it'll remind them to all these collections that they are owing. And you can also download it from here to see on a high level or on an individual level, everything that person owes or has paid, etc. And the last thing as part of this new update is the not paid tab, which is very similar. It is combining all of the people who are owing a payment on a collection in one place. So you can ping everybody at once, export it. This is to help the organizations that are collecting dues or trip fees or something to see in one place all the money that's owed and hopefully make it easier to get those payments paid. Transaction categories are not out yet, but because you guys are here, you get to hear about it. It is what it sounds like. It means adding categories to transactions, sort of like tags. This is going to give you the ability to assign categories to any transaction. So that could be purchases, wires, ACH, funding of cards, funding of accounts. This is to help organizations track, cash inflow, cash outflow, any sort of thing for compliance and 990 filing. And we also understand that every organization maybe wants to track their expenses and revenues separately. So you can also create your own tag. And our system is smart. It's powered by AI. It's learning from what your organization does, and it'll give you suggestions. So if you've tagged something some way one time, it will suggest to do that similarly in the following times. And like most AI, the more you use it, the smarter it gets. And then what's also exciting is that we are introducing automation to this process, and that you can make rules to automatically assign the categories. So I think, so it's the basic logic rules, like if the reference contains this, or if the amount equals that, here's all of the types, all of the criteria that you can automate. There's a lot of options. There's really going to be a lot of flexibility here. And yeah, you can very easily organize your transactions on Crowded. And here's just some samples that we thought of. So let's say you're collecting for fall dues. Any payment to the fall dues collection, give it the category dues, because on the 990, they want to know how much has come in from dues. And for nonprofits fundraising, any donation payment over $250 can have a category like tax receipt or tax deductible. And also any transfers to per diem accounts can be categorized. If you're giving out stipends, you can say stipend. And another exciting feature coming out is 501c3 tax deductible receipts should be ready, is being developed right now. And soon from your dashboard, you'll be able to issue a tax deductible receipt from the collection if you approve that no goods and services are being provided, or if somebody makes a donation via wire or a check, you'll be able to send the receipt from here. And yeah, that's all of our updates. I see that from the poll, some people are unfamiliar with some of the features that I've asked about, so I will maybe go over that a little bit. Let's go back to the platform. So within crowded cards, there's 3 types. First type is the admin card. It is automatically loaded with a full balance on the account, and it's only for admins. Then we have expense cards, which are cards that you can issue to contacts or to admins. And that is more of a classic debit card where you only put a certain amount on that card. And we think of it as to replace reimbursements. Like if somebody needs to spend on behalf of the organization, instead of spending their own money, they spend with the organization's money first. And so you don't need to reimburse them, and you get the receipt, and you get to see what they spent and where, and it really helps with transparency in the organization. And what's also great is that if there's any money left over, you can always reclaim that. See, if I want to take money out, I see it's $350 in there. I just want to withdraw with 100. Oh, and I'm going to add, 100 to this guy's account. And I'll say it's for meal stipend, for example. And so any money spent on these cards, it's in that person's name, but it's for organizational purposes. Whereas per diem, on the other hand, is more intended for that person to use how they would like. It's more intended for salaries or stipends, micro grants. And so the transactions made on these cards are not going to be in your transaction feed. And you get a monthly statement, but the idea is more that it's for that person to use how they would like. But you do have the same ability to add funds, redeem funds, freeze and cancel the card at any time. But the other difference is these people, they can send money out of crowded because the money's theirs. And both expense cards and per diem cards, they access everything through the app. So yeah, they add the card to their digital wallet and they can spend it however they want, or they can order a physical card. Yes, the other poll was about the fundraising feature, which people also wanted to go over a little bit. When you create a collection, you have 3 options. This is, as it says, more for dues, and this is for fundraising. So this is a way for you to attract donors and attract donations. So you add the name. I don't know. I like to save the turtles. You can choose whether to add it to your organization's public fundraising page. You can turn on recurring donations so that donors can choose to if they'd like to. And then you can also choose if you want to absorb the fees. You can add a fundraising goal. So let's say you want to raise $1,000. And you can add a note. And if you are not feeling creative, you can use our little AI to write the note for you. I'll just write message about saving turtles. And in just a few seconds, it'll come up with something that you can also edit. See, it made a really nice message about the threats facing turtles. And you can edit this in any way. And then same with the image. If you have an image of your organization, a volunteer day, your building or something, you can do that, or you can make your own picture with AI. And let's see how it does. And then once it's done, very nice. So this turns into a link that you can, as I said, embed on your website, share it with contacts via email, QR code, copy the link, and do whatever. Put it in your newsletter with a link, embed it in your website, print it out on a poster. And yeah, thank you all for coming. This has been really fun, at least for me. Yeah, have a great rest of your day. Thank you.